Hey, this is Bill Pescosolido, and in today's MLM prospecting tips video, I'm going to share with you a few prospecting tips in regards to establishing rapport with your prospect. Now, as you know, if you're prospecting and you're talking to people, it's challenging enough prospecting, right? But in the absence of first establishing rapport, it becomes an even greater challenge. So today's video will address how to establish rapport quickly and effectively with your prospect. So stick around, watch the video. I know you're going to love it. All right, so you're building your home-based business, you're out prospecting, maybe you have a lead generation system or tool that helps you, that you use to generate leads with. Perhaps you've purchased leads as well. But basically you're now prospecting and you're calling these people up, you're trying to get them engaged and interested in your opportunity, but you're having a tricky time establishing rapport with them first. Right? So this video is going to give you a few prospecting tips on how to establish rapport quickly and immediately with your leads or prospects that you've generated. So one of the first things you've got to understand about your prospect is that they're probably struggling in some way, shape, or form. They're either struggling financially, they're struggling building their business, maybe they've tapped out their warm market. You know, who knows what they're struggling with, but they're definitely struggling. And that's probably why they're now a lead, right, that you generated or that you've purchased, right? They were looking for something more, and then and that's why they opted in to become your lead. So you got to first understand the mindset of your prospect, which is that they're looking for help. They're struggling, and it's up to you to try and find what they're struggling with, okay? Now, the other thing you've got to understand about your prospects is that, and this is about everyone in general, maybe you might be an expert at Facebook, maybe you're an expert at SEO, maybe you're an expert at blogging, or maybe you're not an expert at anything yet, marketing-wise. But one thing that we're all experts on is ourselves, right? There's no one that knows more about me than me. There's no one that can tell my stories because better than me because I was there, right? No one understands my situation and my past and can relay that to someone else better than I can, right? And that same goes for you, and the same goes for your prospect, right? I don't know your story better than you know your story, right? You are the expert on you. And typically people like to talk about something that they're an expert on. So if your prospect isn't an expert on Facebook or on prospecting or on marketing or on whatever, I guarantee you they are an expert on themselves. So what do we do to help establish rapport? Get them talking about themselves. Typically, people like to talk about themselves. They like to be an authority on at least one thing. And that one thing could be just sharing their background, sharing their story. So enable this to come up in the conversation. So one of the first things I do when I'm talking to prospects is, well, I put myself in the mindset of I want to get into their mindset. I want to get into their mind. I want them to share with me. I want to allow them to open up, and I want to peel away the layers of the onion to learn more about them, right? So get into that mode when you're talking to prospects. And a quick, easy way to do this, the easiest first thing, mandatory thing you got to do when you call a prospect is first, make sure this is a good time to talk to them, right? You're calling someone at home, most likely, or you're calling them on their cell phone. Who knows? Maybe they're driving, maybe they're in a meeting, maybe they're in the middle of cooking pasta and pizza and cooking dinner for the kids, and one kid is screaming and the other kid is throwing spaghetti against the wall. And if you don't ask permission first, say, hey, is this a good time to talk? Or, hey, do you have a few minutes? In the absence of that, and you just plow through, you may really have caught them at a bad time. And if you've caught them at a bad time, and you don't allow for them to at least say, hey, this is kind of a bad time, and you just plow forward, they're not going to listen to you. They're going to be disengaged from the conversation. They'll probably be annoyed with you that you didn't even ask if this was a good time and respect their time, right? It's basically disrespectful. So tip number one, ask, hey, do you have a few minutes? Is this a good time for you to talk? I'd like to help you out. Is now a good time? Anything like that, do it. Second tip for today that I always do is I'll have two browsers open. I'll have the browser that has all my leads in it, and I'll have a second browser open that is an area code finder. Right? So before I call the person, I'm going to search the area code and see where they live. Right? 603, New Hampshire, 407, Orlando, 802, Vermont, 801, Utah. I mean, a lot of these I have memorized because I call so many leads, right? 954, Fort Lauderdale. But you want to at least see where they're from, right? And so that way you can tell, A, you know what time it is. Are they East Coast, West Coast? Is it 5 in the evening or 3 in the afternoon? Also, if anything has gone on there, current events wise, have that in your back pocket to bring up. If you've ever lived there or been there, or your aunt or uncle lived there, or you know someone, or you know something about where they're from, have that in your back pocket to bring up. That's going to help establish rapport. So now that you know where they're from, right? You knew that you're calling 603, they're in New Hampshire, right? What I'll always say is, hey, I see you're from New Hampshire. Or I'll say, I'm sorry, hey, I see that you live in New Hampshire. Are you from there originally, or did you recently move there? It's a great open-ended question, right? To get them to open up and start sharing with you what they are the biggest expert on, which is themselves, right? And by just asking that question, it shows that you're interested in them. It shows that you're engaging them, and it's going to help to establish rapport. So by first asking permission, if this is a good time, that shows that you respect them and their time, establishes rapport. And by B, asking, hey, were you born here originally, or did you just more recently move there, wherever they're from? Again, that shows that you're interested and you're curious and you want to learn more about them, that you're actually curious about them and not just calling to pitch your thing to them. Right? This is going to go a long way and help to establish rapport, get them comfortable, get them to open up, and allow conversation to then happen. And when you can then engage in meaningful dialogue and meaningful conversation, and you can help them out as well, you've gone a long way towards establishing rapport, and that goes a long way towards the know, like, and trust factor that we all know you have to have in order to partner with someone. So I hope this video helped. This is definitely your prospecting tips for the day. And if you're looking to generate leads, if you're actually looking for a system, if you're struggling right now on offline and you're looking to build your business online, click the link below. We've got a system that we use that helps us generate upwards of 50 to 80 leads per day, laser targeted leads that we use to build our business. So if you're struggling to get some leads right now, click on the link below. That'll show you how you can get leads and work with us. And otherwise, if you like this video, share this with others. Share it with your friends, your downline, your upline, your sideline. Share it on Facebook or YouTube, LinkedIn, whatever your social media addiction is. And I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.